Richard. Professor Dawkins.
Although I can't recall ever having kissed a photograph, I have wept when reading poetry, when listening to music. I think that those on this side have come to rather resent the suggestion that religion has a monopoly on emotion, on poetry. On sympathy, on empathy. Everybody in this room, I dare say, has felt deep grief at the sight or the thought of a suffering individual somewhere in the world, maybe even of another species. That does seem to be something in humanity, to feel empathy with suffering. And as a Darwinian, I can offer explanations for that. I won't do it now because there isn't time. But it is a travesty that has somehow become widely accepted that if you throw out religion, you throw out the Good Samaritan, you throw out weeping at a sonnet of Shakespeare or at a Schubert quartet. It has nothing whatever to do with religion in the sense of the supernatural. Of course, you can redefine religion as covering all these emotional, artistic aspects. And in that case, of course, there's no contest. But I suggest that that's confusing and that we need to define religion as belief in something supernatural. You get your beliefs not from evidence, but from faith, from revelation, from tradition, from scripture, from authority. Now, all those are very bad reasons to believe anything. Evidence is the only reason to believe something. And that's the second point that I want to make in closing. But the first one, the main one I want to make is that we are all in this together. We are all capable of the same kinds of emotions. We're all capable of wanting to free the slaves and all the things, all the good things that have been talked about, whether we're religious or not. You cannot give religion the credit for any of those things. They are a part of humanity. The good things are part of humanity, just as the bad things are part of humanity, whether you are religious or not.
Julian O'Barrow?
Well, I think I'm sure. In fact, I'm sure I've never knowingly kissed a photograph. I can't imagine why I would. I'd rather kiss the real person, I think, at least if it was somebody I wanted to kiss. I'm left thinking that we have a confusion here. We're having a definition of religion, which seems to me to be not like a definition I recognise as somebody who comes from the moderate wing of religion. It seems to me that the voices of the prophets may help you to do the right thing, and I'm not for one single moment suggesting that people who aren't religious don't do the right thing. But when we hear something like Isaiah saying, not interested in the forms of religion, but actually in the moral truth, that stirs me and it stirs many other people. Your countless sacrifices, what are they to me? The offer of your gifts is useless. It's new moons and Sabbaths I can't endure. But when you get cease to do evil and learn to do right, pursue justice and champion the oppressed, give the orphan his rights and plead the widow's cause, it's not the ritual that matters, but the moral cause. It strengthens my resolve. It strengthens lots of people's resolve. It sensitizes you to issues of justice. And for many of us, religious but not fundamentalist, there is a voice of God that we can hear within us, and yes, I suppose, in Richard Dawkins' terms, that is a supernatural. It may be our consciences, a prick of shame or guilt at what we've done, or perhaps even worse, what we haven't done. And we live our lives aware that we're being judged by ourselves first and foremost, but also by something above and beyond us before whom we always fall short. Now, we can believe that without certainty, and we can wonder at creation along with Richard Dawkins, believing in evolution too. You don't have to be an extremist to be religious, but without religion, our world is the poorer.